All right, good evening, sports fans, and welcome to episode 5 of Sports Talk with Rags. As tonight we're talking basketball. As I got Mike Sharp from Western Branch and played basketball at George Mason, and also we have Tony Rutland, who is from Bethel and played basketball at Wake Forest. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm good. Happy to be on with my man Sharp.
Yeah.
And, he was one of the best guys to play with. Hey, you.
Yeah.
It's an honor, always an honor to see Tony. Tony always smiling. Every time I see him, I remember one time I saw him at ODU during the graduation, still smiling.
Right.
I think Vivica, I think your sister was graduating. Somebody was graduating during that time too. I know my sister was graduating, and man, that was
Yeah,
like
it was
20.
my sister.
Yeah, it was so many years ago, probably at least 20 some years ago. But
Man, definitely
time,
wrong.
Well, hey, I guess we're showing our age because down here at the bottom of the screen, I got our high school and your high school there, Tony, with the '93 regional playoffs.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was a crazy game. I think if we played at a neutral site, it'd probably been different. But I think since our fans was they were live, I think it gave us momentum, and
yeah,
especially playing Mike and Dre, it was crazy.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man. I want to tell you this. I know. I think that particular game was the first game of the regionals, and
Yeah.
man, we I'll never forget this. We played a game against Norcom at Norcom, and Norcom beat us at the buzzer. It was like a prayer thrown up 3-pointer that
Right.
Eldrin Green threw up, and that made the difference in deciding who we was going to play in the regionals. We would have played. I think we would have either played against Joe Smith or we would have played against Damon Baycoat over at Hampton
Right.
if we won that game. But we ended up having to play against Bethel at Bethel, and it was like
Yeah.
that gym only fit like 2,000 people. But I think they was trying to fit 3,000, another 3,000 in there, and they was turning people away from the game. The people was wall to
Man,
wall up in that joint. It was
they had people turning away from the streets. It was crazy.
it was crazy. I mean, the atmosphere in there was just it was live. And and and
Yeah.
and, and one of the reoccurring nightmares I keep having is the beginning of the game, man. Our point guard couldn't get the ball. Hopefully, Avron will watch it, but he couldn't get the ball past half court.
Hey.
Hey, Tony, and you bring up Dre. We Mike got up with me in January, and we were starting to talk about doing this thing, and we started it in the beginning of February. So Dre was the first guest.
Yep.
That was on the.
Man, I'm proud of him and his coaching stint at UNC. Giving back to the school. Still level headed, still down to earth. Guy played in the league, been in big games, and people don't understand. Just giving that knowledge back to the kids is always a blessing. And man, he's gonna be a head coach sometime. I already know it. His passion is there, so I know it's about to happen.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You talk
Yeah.
about human spirit, man. You one of the most humblest dudes I've ever met. Like especially when it comes to sports, and just I would say team just being a good sport overall, just in general, win or lose, just regardless of who's on the other side of the court. Even if you whip the pants off of somebody, hey man, the game, bro, whatever. I mean, that's
Yeah.
first class all the way. Always day one, first class. But I know you were taught well. You know, you were taught very
Yeah,
well.
and that's what it is. I think my parents, just being a military brat, I think they instill like just being humble and respectful to everybody and respecting the game as well. So
Hmm.
I worked hard and just let the game speak for itself. And I continue to do what I had to do. And now people, they want to post their workouts and all that stuff. We didn't have an opportunity to do that, but I'm pretty sure if we were able to post workouts, people will really, really be at disbelief of all the stuff that we used to do and the hours that we put into our game because, we treasured those moments and they showed in our game when we played on the court.
Absolutely.
Right.
Just
Yeah, and after that high school basketball game, I mean, both of I know that you guys over there at Bethel went on to win a state championship that year, but then both of you guys went on to play college basketball at the D1 level. Mike with George Mason and you Tony there at Wake Forest. So Tony, why don't you start us off here with here it is the beginning of March. What are the college basketball players looking forward to here with the conference tournament and then the big dance?
It's just, just like I tell all the kids now, college is probably going to be the best time of your life. You experience so much, you meet your lifetime friends, and just being able to experience and play with guys in one of the toughest conferences in the country at the time, it was great. When you go to Greensboro Coliseum and it's sold out every game, and you're seeing celebrities trying to get tickets, and there's no tickets available. It really opens your eyes, to let you know that hey, this is really big deal. And when you have all fans from every school in the gym and everybody's against Duke or Carolina and they cheer for whoever is playing against them. I mean, it really is fun and the momentum, it is there. But, for me, playing at Cameron Indoor Stadium is just probably one of the all-time best because you're playing at Bethel High School where you got 2,000 fans and it's unfortunate that the guys this year and the and the visiting team that coming in now they can't experience that. But just knowing that the fans being in there and you're sweating because it's so crowded and it makes your adrenaline pump so hard that it's an unbelievable feeling. And then when you're going in the NCAA, just knowing it's just a one and done thing, you want to give all your heart out and play for your seniors and your teammates because it might not be tomorrow. And when you're playing on a big stage in big arenas, football stadiums where it might be 80 to 100,000 people, it was great.
Yeah.
I had a question for Tony.
Yeah.
This is dealing with overcoming setbacks as far as being an athlete, being injured. And I remember when we were back in high school, we were playing on the AAU circuit, and it was the summer, I think it was summer '92.
Right.
You broke your leg or something happened. I think you broke your leg.
Right. Yeah, I broke my leg going into my junior year, right before that state championship run, and it was in the AAU. No, it was in the summer league at Boo Williams, where it's outdoor at Eaton. And I went up to dunk, and I think I just snapped my leg, and it was saying that I had a stress fracture, and it just happened to snap. And so from there, I went to the doctor, and they were like, "Hey, you probably won't be able to play anymore for your whole year." And I was like, "What?" And my dad was like, "Nah," and he called Boo, and Boo called Dr. McHugh at UVA. He was like, "Bring him on. I'll have him right." As soon as I went in there, he said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna get you right." And for me, mentally, it was a real big disappointment to hear a doctor say that I couldn't play for my junior year. And for all the hard work that I put in, I was like, "Man, it's over with." And then for a doctor to say, you're gonna be straight, you're gonna be fine, we're gonna take care of you. You just gotta put in the work. I was used to putting in the work. Now, you gotta put in the work to be successful. And that's just what I did.
Yeah, and hey, just I think putting putting in the work, something that we all we all grew up with, and nowadays, you know, the players that go to the next level, you know, you can tell who puts in the work, and well, let's see. Right now, you're at a basketball tournament. So, what you're currently coaching?
Nah, I'm watching other teams, and
Uh,
I'm always coaching. You know, at the end of the day, I'm
right.
gonna scout and I'm gonna pick up some things that I see that might fit for my team. But it's just like basketball. You got to put in the unseen hours. I'm not gonna go ahead and post everything that I do, but what I like what I like to do is just make sure that I put 110% in everything I do. So whether it's coaching or playing, I'm gonna put all my all in. My dad instilled me to try to learn a game of basketball, and that's what I'm trying to get my guys to do is learn the game of basketball, get a great basketball IQ, and knowing and studying the game is very key.
Mhm.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
was
And
think- Good.
go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say one of the things that I always think about when I think about people like Tony Rutland, or like, of course, like Allen Iverson, or like a Joe Smith, or different ones, or Paul Westhead, or a Tim Duncan, different ones, is that you know you've always been surrounded by champions.
Yeah,
Like every level, you've been surrounded by champions, and like
man. When I
mhm,
almost met George Mason, it's crazy because
yes,
me and Mike, me and Mike, me and Mike would have been teammates. And when I say when Paul came to my house and told me, "Look, you'll be the leading scorer in the
in the
country,"
nation, bro.
and he's like, "You will have the most shots in the country." He said, "I guarantee if you come, you'll have the most shots and the most points ever in the country." And I was like, "Ooh, that's so tempting." And I'm like, "Do you can shoot anytime?" I was like, "Oh yeah, anytime."
You had the
So
green light.
man, but when I say he's a great guy, man, I wish I could have played for somebody like that. Not to take away nothing from Coach Odom. He was Coach Odom instilled in me like a lot of stuff that I use now for coaching. And when you play for somebody like that, and then you use it for yourself, you can honestly say that you was coached in basketball. And no matter what, I was very pleased with my decision. Um, I don't take nothing away from my 4 years at Wake. I played with one of the, probably two of the best college players, Randolph Childress and Tim Duncan. So I don't take nothing away from what I did, and I learned from all of them. They made it easy for me as well as I made it easy for them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Tim Duncan, that's big, big. That's definitely
Fundamentals.
Yeah.
big fundamentals.
Yeah.
Wake Forest is an
Yeah.
awesome school. Awesome school.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that it's only like 3,500 students there. So we're one of the smallest schools in the Power Five. Beautiful campus.
Hmm.
Everybody knows you, but at the end of the day, it's great education, and I loved it.
Yeah, I went on an unofficial visit there actually one year, and I went and saw Rodney Rogers, all those guys. They were just in there practicing and playing and stuff, and I got to meet Coach Odom. And I kept telling myself, I said, one day, man, I'm gonna go to Wake Forest. And of course, no, that didn't happen. But it's all good. I, I signed early. I played it safe. I signed before my senior year, so I just
Yeah,
went what was on the table. I said, I don't know what's going to happen my senior year, and I might get injured. So I went on and played it safe and signed with Mason at that time. But
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, because I mean, it was a great school, and I just think like being in the ACC really sold me. Being coming from, I really wanted to go to UVA, but they gave the scholarship to Curtis Staples. So I kind of took it personal there too. So I wanted to play in the ACC, and just show people that look, I could play in this conference.
no doubt, no doubt. And you went in there shooting, shooting the lights out too.
Hey, yeah. And look, Coach Odom, he first saw me play in the All Star game, It was the East West. He told me, he's like, you'll never play a minute if you don't play no defense.
Yeah.
I'm like, Coach, it's an all-star. It's an all-star game. You ain't supposed to play no defense. What are you talking about? It's an all-star game. I'm trying to dunk 360. You talking about defense?
Hey, Tony. Oh,
Yep.
tell me this. Tell me this. This is straight up truth about when we was coming along playing AAU, because we played like 4 years, like 14 under, 16 under, all that stuff, whatever. And did Chuck ever have to come to practice?
Never.
Never.
Chuck,
And he would still show up and drop. He would still show up and drop 40.
all Chuck had to do was know what time and where he picked up on Friday to go to the AAU tournaments. That's it. And he'd be there. And then when he got picked up and got on the van, we went to go play. He still, like you said, would drop 30, 40 points, and we kept it moving.
Hey, do you remember the time when we went up? Boo took us to DC, to Baltimore, to New Jersey, to New York, and then to Philly. We played at Temple University against Rasheed Wallace and all them.
Man, I told Boo, I said that's the I-95 trip because he didn't want us to go to nationals. He didn't feel like we were ready. So he was like, I ain't gonna spend no money on y'all, so we're gonna just take this trip. I'm like, man, what you talking about?
Hey.
I wanted to go to nationals. You talking about the I-95 taking 5, 6, 7 hour passenger van with 6, 8 guys, and ain't no leg room. I'm like, we got bags and everything. Like, man, shoot, it's hot in the summertime.
Yeah. The mismatched Ty Singer jerseys.
Man, yellow, blue, all that. It was crazy. And you better not lose a jersey, because if you lose a jersey, Boo would be really mad.
Nowadays, those teams probably have like three or four different types of game jerseys, and if somebody forgets it, hey, here's an extra one.
They got 4, 5 jerseys. They got 5 pairs of shoes. Man, we had practice shoes in college. We had practice shoes and game shoes, and that was it. Right. And they had to fall apart before you got another pair.
Wow.
And Tony, when you're talking about Coach Odom, wanting to see you play defense, I mean, where Mike went, George Mason, I mean, Paul Westhead, I mean, with Loyola Marymount, I mean, that's run and shoot.
Hey, it won't no defense. If Coach Odom would have took that style, I definitely would have made the right choice.
Hey, we got Mike. Mike here been helping me out with some pictures and everything. So Mike saw some pictures.
Right. He trying to get paid back because we beat him in the regionals. So I'm like, I understand. I'll take it, Mike. I'll take it.
Man, there was some great times, man.
It was.
I think we were very fortunate and blessed, man, coming along. Just the different experiences we had, the last minute trips that Boo would plan for us to go out of town and do different things. I felt like I learned so much more with that experience of just being a part of the AAU circuit. Even though I know nowadays, it's just crazy how AAU is just like a cash cow. Everybody just throwing, it's just all about money.
Like Mike, honestly, it's watered down compared to when we played. It's about like getting 1 or 2 players here and there to do what they do. I coached on the EYBL circuit, and I also played, with the AAU when it was only AAU. Now you might have like 100 teams, AAU teams in one state. When we played, it might only be 2 or 3 in your area. So again, it's about who you know and not what you know. And to me, I think the kids nowadays, not all kids, but I think the game is made them spoiled. And
Mm,
it's all about getting a retweet or getting a tweet or getting pubbed or whatever. But it wasn't about that. When we played, we played to try to get in 5-star camp. Get
right.
in a super soft, or that was the things that we played for. We didn't play for like just getting a tweet. You know what I mean? It was like we played to get into Bob Givens.
Mm-hmm.
Top 100, or what I mean, just get that was our pub. Like we always try to get in one of those. And then going into our junior year, it was about getting either Nike or Adidas camp. And then once you got in that, you was made. But again, now it's just like so much stuff going on. I don't know what's real and what's not. But again, to me, like I said, that's why it's watered down, and it's all about I mean, I hate to say it, but it's all about money. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
the tournaments are about money, what they can get from the door or colleges or whatever. I mean, just like what's everything going on with the scandals and stuff. And now coaches is like who you have as a player so you can get on staff, and stuff like that. But again, you got X and O's, you got guys who can recruit, then you got guys who can do this, guys who have great relationship with players. Where it's not like one coach, all your coaches have all those attributes. You know what I mean? So it's not like all your coaches have X and O's, all your coaches can recruit. It's like you have one coach that just solidly recruit, and that's it. You know what I mean? And I get it, but now with the game, if you can have like the all around game where you can shoot from the outside, mid range game, take it to the basket, let the game come to you. I think it'd be good, and I think a lot of schools are missing that.
Yeah. Hey, Tony and Mike, if we can wrap up here and appreciate y'all's time.
Yeah,
I'd like to finish up with the basketball here back home in the 757. I mean, Tony, I saw you tweet here recently about Cam Thomas there at
yeah,
LSU, and he's from Chesapeake, and then playing for Shaka at Texas is Matt Coleman, who's from Norfolk. I mean, our area with you guys and AI and Alonzo Mourning, J.R. Reed, and now today we're even seeing basketball players from our area, go on to big time college basketball. Any insight here on the basketball here in the 757?
yeah. I mean, I can't say about Cam, man. He's 110% worker. I said it when he was a more freshman that he was one of the best scorers in the country. So he works 10 times as hard. I trained him. I was teaching him stuff that a lot of guys in college and pros couldn't really pick up. When you can pass the torch to guys like that, guys like Keontae Johnson, who's getting healthy now, and no,
Oh,
you got guys like Epps at Kingsport now, who's who's going to be a sleeper for everybody. He's just when you see talent and you know talent, me and Stephon Welsh used to say it all the time that Epps was going to be the next guy to run the 757, and he's proven us right and proven a lot of people wrong. But he could have played on the circuit at an early age. I mean, he just had that work ethic, and he could play.
Hey, Mike, anything to add there?
I actually have not, because of the lockdown and shutdown and stuff up here in Northern Virginia. I haven't really picked up too much as far as basketball circuit is concerned in high school. I mean, I was following Western Branch had a nice little stint going on for a bit for several years actually, um, only to be robbed one of those years by
Yeah,
one of C.D. Hilton. I think he played C.D.
yeah,
Hilton in the semifinals. I couldn't believe the discrepancy and the disparity in the calls that were being made by the referees.
right.
They had 32 fouls. I think Western Branch got called for 32 fouls, and C.D. Hilton only got called for 7, and we
That's
only lost
crazy.
by 7 points, which made
Yeah,
no.
I would have got kicked out. I probably had like 5 texts. I would have got it all.
Hey,
So part of
and
that. Oh,
that,
before you go, I just want to tell you, Mike, a former player, Fazil Abraham, man. When I say his sons and his family, the nephews and all that, be aware that they're gonna be a killer on that circuit. Like they are on the move, and they're the next up and coming. Like the hot. Their season ended because of COVID, but they were 11-1, and man, Holland, the school in Holland and Virginia, they're going to be really good. And believe me, Fazil Abraham and his family, man, they got on the boy side and the girl side. So
On the girl
just
side,
trust.
hey, and that next year after Hilton, we played in the state championship game against South County, and the
Yeah.
center there for South County started out at Rice and is now playing at Vanderbilt with for a guy named Jerry Steckhouse.
Oh, Stacks.
Yeah.
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 So, but hey guys, I certainly appreciate y'all's time, and Mike, thanks for setting this up, and Tony, thanks for taking time out as you're on there scouting, watching basketball.
Hey. Man, all day, any day, when I, and talk about basketball, especially for my guy Mike, anybody that just want to talk, I'm always here. I've never been bigger than anybody, never been bigger than the game, but I like to share my knowledge when it comes to certain things.
All
Man,
right.
that man, I'm telling you, golden. Appreciate you, bro. And I'm gonna hook that
All right.
AAU reunion up too.
Huh?
I'm gonna hook that AAU reunion up too.
Yeah, definitely. Hit me up. And y'all
All
have
right.
a good night. Y'all be safe.
All right.
All right, you too.
All right.
Peace.
All right. Good night.